Let's talk about the most common ways to break the bank when it comes to supersizing and growing your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Our financial related idiom today is break the bank. Now, I'm not going to break this bank because it's my granddaughter's and I don't think she would appreciate it. I don't know where we got this, but she likes it. She liked cats back in the day. And she just turned 7, so she still likes cats, but we're not going to break her bank today or any other day. It's up to her to break the bank. And actually, nowadays, these banks come with little bottom plugs. You can just pull it off and you don't have to break your bank. Remember the kids had piggy banks when they were growing up, these really cute ceramic piggy banks, and you literally had to break them if you wanted to get the money out of them. So they accumulated a lot of cash in those giant banks before they ended up breaking them and using them for different things. I think my son bought a snowboard. My daughter bought, I don't remember what she bought, but she bought something as well. So what the heck does this idiom mean? Where did it come from? And how can we use it to grow and build and supersize our business? Now, I don't know about you, but I don't usually want to break the bank when I'm doing anything. To break the bank means to either exhaust all of your economic resources or to be financially ruined, or it means to be very expensive or too expensive. Now, there's a couple of possible origins of this idiom. It comes from gambling. They're pretty sure it comes from gambling, either in the 1600s when sometimes gamblers would win so much money that the house or the bank could not afford to pay them. And that would be a problem, of course. Or in 1873, a gentleman by the name of Joseph Jagger was in Monte Carlo playing roulette, and he won $350,000. Now, back in 1873, that was like an unbelievable amount of money. And ever since then, the expression, the idiom, break the bank has been popular. So what I like to think about, and one thing I want to remind us all of is just because we break the bank, it's like making a mistake or having a failure. It doesn't mean the bank stays broken, right? We can, and a lot of the most successful people that you have ever heard of, even though you've heard that they're super successful now, almost all of them, when you find the real story of how they built their business or became successful in any area or any field, you will find that they had lots of little failures and sometimes great big bankruptcy type failures along the way. I would consider bankruptcy an example of breaking the bank. Now, I'm going to share, I thought it would be fun to I brainstormed a list of what are the most common ways that I have seen businesses break the bank. I've been involved with businesses for nearly 5 decades now. I know, long time. Started my first business when I was 13. So I've been involved in dozens and dozens of my own businesses where I was a primary or the owner of a business in different industries, but also worked with thousands of businesses that weren't my own in various capacities. So what are the most common ways to break the bank that I've seen businesses do? And I may or may not have done some of these myself over the decades. I guarantee I've done some of them, definitely not all of them. So what are ways that we can break the bank? Well, number one, too much money up front, getting too much money up front. We're seeing examples of this all the time. I can't remember who it was, but I just saw somebody raised I think it was maybe a crypto or a financial online business, raised $350 million and they're already, blowing it, right? So if you raise too much money up front, or what I have seen is if you use too much of other people's money and you don't have at least your time and energy invested in the game, if you have nothing, no skin in the game, a lot of times the business will go bust, and that, of course, breaks the bank. Picking the wrong projects to invest in, bad timing, missing projections, budgeting can break the bank. If we have cost overruns and deliverable or sales underruns or underperformance, that can break the bank. Bad hires, teaming up with the wrong people, putting our faith in other people instead of maintaining control in some areas, actually losing control of your business altogether would be, to me, an example of breaking the bank. Too much risk, not doing your due diligence, not doing your homework. Then there's the marketing ones, which are some of my most cringy favorites. All marketing, no meat, or overpromising, under-delivering in sales, which we see a lot online. Too much emphasis on sales and lead gathering and upfront things, but not having the proper systems and processes and procedures and framework in place in order to deliver on the promises that you're making. To me, that's a primary example of overpromising and either under delivering or not being able to deliver. And I have seen more of that since I came online on the internet than I've ever seen in the offline world. I know it happens in offline businesses, but they don't stay in business very long because they have a higher overhead, higher cost of doing business in the first place, higher cost of entry, barrier of entry, and setting up those type businesses. But on the internet, right and left, I see businesses breaking the bank, just going out of business, turning around, starting up, doing a different thing like the next day. When you do something that goes against your personal code of morals and values and core values, I consider that an example of breaking the bank. And sometimes you can come back from that, sometimes you can't. So I would love to know your experience with this particular idiom or expression. Have you ever broken the bank? Have you ever gone way over on a project? Have you ever had a project or a business fail? I've had both projects and businesses fail. And luckily, I learned the lessons I needed to learn from those failures, where I didn't do enough homework, where I didn't link up and join forces with the right people, with the right values, with consistent core values and purpose and mission and vision. Oh, the other one is not being clear on what it is that you want and are trying to do and trying to create in the world. That's been a common error too, that causes either stall outs where we have to stop and reevaluate, or breaks the bank altogether and we have to start over again. And there's nothing wrong with starting over again, right? That is how we succeed, is by figuring things out along the way. All right, share your experience with break the bank in the comments below, and I will be with you tomorrow with another financial related idiom. Have an awesome day.